Hi, guys. Glad you're here. I've got some people on here already. Hi, Phyllis. Glad you could make it. Karen, glad you're here too. Let's see. Hope to make it live tonight. Hope you can watch later if you had to go away. Oh, hi, Christy from Indy. Glad you're here. Cold day today, isn't it? Whoa. I'm dog sitting my mom and dad's dog, and ugh, very cold to be taking a little dog out. Let's see. Oh, hi. Yes, hi, Christy. Oh, hi, Becky. Glad you're here. And Marva and Cindy Pitts from rainy North Carolina. Ugh. Rain in, well, at least by an Indiana standpoint. North Carolina, you may not, I know you guys get cold, but not quite as cold as we do sometimes. So rain in December, I hate rain in December. You need, I have to admit, it's super cold, but I still like that better than a rainy day. But I think we're supposed to be getting some rain here this weekend. It's going to warm up a little bit. Let's see here. Oh, hi, Myra. No, I didn't say hi. I said hi to Marva. Hi, Myra. I know I start with an M. Glad you're here. Hi, Robin. And Mary Catherine, glad you're here. And Ruth. Okay, I think I said hi to everybody. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Oh, wait a minute. I think I might have. Daryl Smith from Australia. Glad you're here. Okay, I knew I skipped somebody. Okay. Oh, and Crystal. Hi, Crystal. I skipped right over your name too. Okay, I'm glad you guys are all here. We've got a pretty good crowd at the beginning. Usually the beginning it's a little lower number, but this is pretty good. So today, making my last set of Christmas cards for 2024. Went back and forth and what to do. And I thought, well, wondered if there's anybody like me. I am still needing to get my Christmas cards out and I still need to make a few more. I'm going to be giving away some of the ones I've already made, but then I've still got to make some others too. So I thought I'd come up with some last minute Christmas cards. Sometimes even after you get your Christmas cards, you're like, oh, I forgot to send one to that person. So I've got 3 real easy, quick and easy cards for you. I'm going to start off with the easiest first and go up from there, but they're all really easy and you can whip them out pretty quick if you still need to make your cards. And let's see, the first one, Shepherd's Care. I thought that was retiring. I saw today it's not. I think everything else is going to be retiring. So you want to make sure you get a hold of that. Um, let's see. Some people are already doing the hashtag door prize. I will tell you that in a minute. But if you're a regular and you know that what it's all about, you can definitely do your hashtag door prize. For those of you that are new, I'll explain that here in just a minute. Let's see. I just saw somebody else pop up. Oh, Mary Catherine's from Texas. I just saw where you're from. Glad you're here. I know you've watched before. Just couldn't remember where you were from. Okay. Let's see. Phyllis is going to send hers out today. Let's see. Oh, you sent yours out today. Oh, I'm jealous. I did get most of my Christmas shopping done today, so I'm happy about that. I'm a little behind, but I'm doing a lot better now. Myra's still working on her Christmas cards. Good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Okay. Let's see here. You need to still do about 30, Marva. I probably need to do a little more than that. We'll see. Hopefully, I still need to count how many I've got. But yeah, I bet 30 is about right. I bet that's about how many I have to do too. Okay. Oh, and Cindy's in California. She says, yes, you do need rain, don't you? Very badly. I've been hearing about your awful. Hopefully, you're not near one of those forest fires. I know there are quite a few going on over there. Feel bad for you guys. Okay. Well, I know probably missed some because a bunch of them popped up. I'm glad you guys are all here. I love being able to comment with you. And I do read comments later. Sometimes it's a few days later, especially this month with Christmas. Well, since, the week of Thanksgiving. Yeah. No, the week before, actually. My husband's been off a lot. So it's when he's not working, it's hard for me to keep working. So I have definitely kept working, but slacked off a little bit. So the rest of this month, I'll probably start making some new stuff from the new catalogs that are coming up. So that way I can have some neat things to show you with that. But this is going to be the last of the Christmas, like I said. Oh, hi, Patty. You're all done. Bet your husband. Oh, yes, that does need to be extra special. You definitely want to make an extra special one for your hubby. Okay. And Crystal says she's 80% done. Well, you guys are doing better than me. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to hurry up and talk over a couple things. I talked about this last week. If I can get this to switch. There we go. The last chance, I think I just mentioned this too. I said retired list, but it's now it's the last chance list, which it has been called that for a while, but it has changed. Now it includes things from the holiday mini, which is the September, December mini, the stuff going away from there, stuff that has gone away, that's going away, that's been in the online store from past annual catalogs. They've got some of those things like I'm so sad, the deckled circles and the deckled rectangles got on the last chance list and they're sold out already. They're completely gone. I love those. I use those all the time. So I'll probably be keeping. But you want to make sure you check those out. They're while supplies last. There is no end date like there used to be. It used to be while supplies last or until December 31st, a lot of times. But now it's going to stay in stock as long and stay up so you can purchase it. But every once in a while, every 2 months, they're going to go and look at stuff and put discounts on things. So they've gotten rid of the clearance rack. The last chance page is what you want to go to find any clearance types prices on some of the things, because things that have been around for a while, they'll mark down up to 80%. So that's how they're doing that. So always check out that last chance list because it's going to be updated every 2 months, they told us. And big time when a new catalog is coming. Okay. Oops. I need to get this to auto scroll. I'm missing a bunch of people here. Oh, just hashtag door prize is good. Okay. Let's see here. Oh yeah, in Australia, I just saw that it's hot in Australia. That's right. You guys are always the opposite of us. I keep forgetting about that. Oh, hi, Rhonda. More than shipping. Oh, I know the shipping is a little high. It's UPS. It's unbelievable. the rates, Rhonda was saying how the shipping has gone up. The rates are crazy. Just the stuff I mail out, my card kits and stuff, it's costing me more money. So yeah, the post office and UPS have raised their rates a lot. And that's why Stampin' Up has to have the prices they've got right now. It stinks. I'm hoping things start going down. Everything's getting crazy. Okay, so we've got the last chance. Told you all about that. So like I said, just when they sell out, they're gone forever. So make sure you get your favorites before they're gone. And there is a link down to Last Chance down in the video description of YouTube. If you speaking of links, always forget. I always want to say this first. Be all organized. And I always forget this part. If you're watching on Facebook, any links that I talk about, you'll be able to find if you go to the top of my Create with Christy page and click the Learn More button. There are links to my online store. So with the Last Chance, there's not a direct link to the Last Chance list, but just go to my online store and then go to their categories and just look up the Last Chance products. I think it's on specials. I think it's in that section where you can find those. So all of the links I talk about on Facebook are up in that Learn More button. On YouTube, everything I talk about is down in that video description below the video. So and I'm able to add more links to that. So there is a direct link to the Last Chance. Then we've got the 3 past DSP, which is Designer Series paper packs that are back in new colors. You can see a little sampling here, but if you want to see those packs, go to the online exclusives that's in the online store. Just go to that section, and usually it automatically is in the order of most recent. So keep it in that sorted that way. And it's within the first 5 products. You'll see 2 new kits and the 3 packs of these papers. So I just want to make sure. And those are while supplies last too. So that's everything that's going on right now. January is when celebration starts. So that's going to be a lot of fun stuff with that going on. Oh yeah, Crystal mentioned some of the online. I forgot about that. I was saying catalogs. Then I got sidetracked. Didn't finish my list. Thanks, Crystal. The online exclusives has some things that are on the Last Chance list too. So and I'm glad of that. It used to be with online exclusives, we weren't sure if they were going to go, if they went out, if they were going to get more. And they didn't let us know when they were gone, because there were times I would go check that list out and there were things that I still had out to use, but they weren't available anymore. So now when they're getting ready to get those, not reorder those, they're getting low, they'll put them on the Last Chance list. So I'm really glad they're doing that. So I'd forgotten to mention that. Oh, and Jean Black, I just saw yours pop up. You'll want to make sure, I'll be explaining this here. I'll actually be explaining this right now. If you look at the screen, I actually have it on the screen now. I forgot that was there. You need to do hashtag door prize. You need to type it in just like you see it there on the screen. The only reason I'm picky is for during the live, I have a program that picks up every comment that has hashtag door prize in it. So it'll only recognize it if you type it in just like you see it there on the screen. And you can see how some people have already typed it in that way too. I just want to make sure you get in on the door prize, because tonight I'm going to be doing all the door prizes tonight, because I'm going to be giving away my Christmas cards. And I thought if I wait one more week, that's going to be too close to Christmas. And I want to get these out first thing tomorrow. Hopefully I can get everybody's addresses for the people that win. So you'll want to make sure perfect, Jean. I just saw it pop up. Good job. You got it. Because I hate to be that particular, but that program has to have it in just right. So now this is from everybody that did the hashtag door prize last week. Now you do need to live in the United States for door prizes. So I forgot to mention that. So if you live in the US and want to be part of the door prize, then make sure you comment hashtag door prize and type it in just like you see it there in the screen. Now, this is for everybody that did it during the live and the replay. So I'm going to hurry up and get my little wheel going. These are the Regal foiled adhesive back dots. Let's get that wheel up. Oh, there we go. I didn't think it was going to work there for a second. Okay, let's see who's going to win. I clicked on that a little quicker than I was planning on it, but that's okay. Oh, Ruth. I'm going to get your whole name down. Hope you watch again this week, and I will get those mailed out as soon as I hear back from you. I'm not sure where you were watching from. So if you were watching from Let me get me on here there. If you're watching from Facebook, just message me from the page your mailing address. And that was Ruth Westaway or Kimmel Westaway. And you, give me your address. If you're watching on YouTube, look down the video description and click that contact me link and give me your mailing address that way. And that'll give me sends me an email direct to my inbox. Okay, so congratulations, Ruth. I'm glad you got those. Now I've already got my cards set up, or I'd show those to you right now, but you're going to see them as I'm making them. But there are going to be 3 winners tonight. Because like I said, well, actually, this is going to be the last live of this year. I got to thinking, and 19th is just too close to Christmas, getting ready for stuff. I'll be getting ready for we'll be celebrating next weekend with all of our kids. Then, oh, hi, Ruth. You are there. You'll PM me later. Good. I couldn't remember if you were on. I'm glad you're here. Glad you were on to see. Okay, so at the end of the live, I'll do a drawing for all 3 cards. So everybody, the 3 winners will get a card. So I'll put 1 card out, do the little program, and that's how we'll do it. So it'll be 3 winners tonight, and won't be any for the replays, just because since they're Christmas cards, I want to make sure that winners get them right away, because next week will be too late. Okay, so let's see. I think it's time to get going. I really don't have any. This isn't a class, so I don't have anything to show you. I will show you what I'm going to use on the first card. So let me go ahead and switch down here. Boy, this thing is. Oh, I know why it's slow. Let me do that real quick. Now it should get better. I was wondering why it kept getting slow. Okay, I'm going to take the hashtag door prize off. Oh, there is one thing I need to do. I almost forgot, because this is important, especially for those of you that are new. Oh, where are my captions? There we go. I usually have that set up, and I forgot to do it. There we go. So I'm going to put the ticker on, and then we'll show this. We're done with the hashtag door prize for now. I'll bring it up again later. So I will show you more of that here in a minute. But I do want to let you know about my thank you gifts. I do new thank you gifts every month. And I just want to make sure you know about that. If you place orders with me and get with qualifying orders, you get free stuff from me. So, and all your orders accumulate throughout the month. So you don't have to do one great big order. If you want to get all of the thank you gifts, you can get them by, I'll just add up all your orders that you placed in December, and I'll add those up January 2nd. I won't be working on January 1st for New Year's, but January 2nd, I'll add up all your orders, and that will determine what thank you gifts you're going to get. So if you place a $50 order up to, your total comes to at least $50 before shipping and tax. You must use that host code that you see there in the screen right there. That host code makes it so I can get some of this stuff free, because I wouldn't be able to afford to give all this stuff free to you. That's how I use my Stampin' Rewards that I earn for the prizes for everybody. So a $50 order gets the card kits to make 2 each of my cards from my card class at home that I did last week. And I've got a link to that down in my video description on YouTube. On Facebook, go to my YouTube channel and then just find my playlist that says free card class at home videos. They're all there on that playlist. But these are the 3 cards that I made last week. So the video is free for everybody to watch. To get the card kits, you have to live in the United States to order from me. That's Stampin' Up rules. But the $50 order with the shipping, before the shipping and tax with the host code, will get the kits to make 2 each of these. And I do include the enough pearls, so you don't have to worry about having the embellishments. You can use the ones that I give you. So that was the first card. The second card, they all look totally different. And this one here. So I give you different ways of coloring them. So that is the $50 level. If you get up, then the next 2 levels are $125, $200, and $275. And that's all before shipping and tax. And you get to choose. Instead of me choosing for each level, I used to do like this one could be the 25, that could be the 200, next one would be 275. I'm making it so you can choose what you want. So the first 50, you get the card kits. Then the next level, you get to choose one of these. Then the next level, you choose this one for your first level, the 125. And then you reach the 200 mark. Then you can pick from one of these. And then if you go to 275, you're going to get all 3 of them, plus the card kits. So these are the fully flowering ephemera pack, the dots for days. And this is the Wild Wheat Rustic Striped Ribbon. And this one has been popular. People have been picking this one out a lot for their thank you gifts. So that is how that works. If you want more information, because I covered that kind of quick, and if you want to see all of the die cuts that are in this, go to that card class at home video, and I show that at the beginning of the video too. I'm not going to show it all here, but that is everything you get, and it explains it if you go to that card class at home link. Not card class at home, thank you gifts. I forgot I changed the name. So the thank you gifts link is what you want to click on. So that's also under that learn more button. So I do have a direct link to that and the learn more button. Okay, now it's time to do this. Let's see, we'll see it. Patty's asking if we'll see a price increase in the new mini. I don't think so. I think it's all, everything's pretty much the same. So yeah, they haven't increased, like the paper and all that. That's all in the annual catalog, so that definitely won't go up. I have to admit, in the holiday catalog, I saw a little bit of an increase, I think, in the embellishments, but they're all the same in this catalog. So yeah, no price increases. Oh, thanks, Patty. I'm glad you like the card kits. Oh, and Crystal says she loves that number 2 card. That was the one that's kind of a wedding card. I think that's my favorite too. I like that one a lot. I'm going to make this one is going to be my quick and really, really quick and easy. I'm going to take that ticker down. I'll leave the host code up, but that gives us more room to see stuff. So I'll make one out of this. I love this one. And I was so surprised. Normally, a stamp set like this is not going to make stay, and this one's staying. So I'm so happy because this is a good one. So what I'm going to do, and like I said, these are super quick, so they're not fancy, but they're still, I think they still look nice. But this one's the quickest. So this is Pecan Pie, 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm going to line these corners up. I guess I could have shown what stamps you needed if you come back later and make these with me. So let me do that. Let me bring that back in because I'm actually using a different stamp set for every card tonight. So with this one, I'm using this one here, of course, the Peace on Earth, this one here, the Star, and then the Praying that you will feel the Good Shepherd's care in this season and throughout the coming year. So those are the ones. Oh, and this one. So actually, I should just tell you what we're not using. We're not using a little star in these two right here. Okay. So I'm going to put this over to the side. Now, I will put all of these sizes. I'm going to put a post up for this card on Friday. The second card will come up on Saturday on my blog, and the last one will come up on Sunday. And I will put the links down below in the video description on YouTube. I can't do that on Facebook, so if you're watching on Facebook, just go over to my YouTube channel and find this video. Oh, wait a minute. Something is going on here. What is going on here? There we go. All of a sudden, I wasn't seeing your comments, but they're back. Good. So I will have all the paper sizes in those blog posts. So come back Friday to get these so you don't have to write them down. By Sunday, I'll have all of them up. But I wanted to make sure I got those up real quick. That way you've got all the sizes. But if you see something you don't want to wait that long, do write them down then. So that was the 8.5 by 5.5 folded in half of Pecan Pie. And then I've got 2 pieces of basic beige. This one, and you can tell they're just a little bit different in size, not by much. Actually, you can probably see it better if I do it like this. You can tell this one kind of just goes, there's only like a 1/4 inch difference both ways. This is the inside, 4 by 5.25. The larger one is a 4.25 by 5.5. And you'll see why I had to make it just a little bit bigger. I'm going to grab my Stampin' Pierce mat here. And I'm going to bring in my shepherd and my pecan pie. Get him inked up. And I like, especially when I've got a ton of rubber on here, to turn it upside down and tap it with the ink pad. Makes it a little easier. Now I'm going to go up a little bit. I don't want to go all the way in the corner. And you'll understand that in a minute. I'm using a technique I used to always use. There we go. And I've done the card with this before. I love the highlighting on this because it looks good without coloring it in. And we are not going to color it in. Isn't that neat? I love the way they did that. Then I'm going to grab the star. It'll ink on that. And I don't want it all the way to the edge either. Kind of bring it over a little bit. There we go. Oops, I got a little mark there, but I'm not going to worry about it. I think I can fix that. So those are both with pecan pie. And then there is one, where'd it go? There it is. It just looks, they're just little dots, but they can represent little stars in the sky. Oh, people are wanting okay, I saw Crystal said she's wanting my address to message. I will come. I would love to do that. I will message you my address. I think there might be somebody else, so I will, if there's anybody, let me know and I'll message you. I put it out, but my page is public on Facebook, and that's probably not a good idea. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and I'm okay with going to the edge here. This is just going to be a background. I'm using the same, this is basic beige cardstock, using basic beige ink. I'm trying to go, I don't want to stamp on the star. I'm just going to go close to it. Let's try that. There we go. Just kind of filling it in. No rhyme or reason how I'm doing it. Because that's the way stars are. They're just everywhere. Maybe put a little bit here. Not worried, like I said, I'm not worried about too much on the top, just because I'm going to be tearing around there. And that is all I'm going to stamp on this one. So while I've got it out, I'm going to tear. So I'm going to start here at the bottom, and I'm tearing towards me. You always want to tear towards you. When you do it towards you, that's when you get that really neat torn look right there. So hopefully the screen, sometimes this camera doesn't like to zero in very well or zoom in very well. Or focus, that's the word I'm looking for. So I'm getting close to the bottom of my lamb there. It's okay if I take off a little bit of it. And then when I get close to the edge, then I'm going to kind of curve it and go kind of close to the, not real close, but right next to the shepherd. And then I get it up here about the same as I did down here. Then I'm going to curve and make sure I'm at the above the star. Do some tearing here. And actually, if this is starting to get big on me, so I'm going to take that off and just start tearing again. And it's okay that it's jagged. That's actually the look I'm going for. I don't want it to be straight. Now I'm getting close to the end again, so I'm going to curve it. I kind of liked it curved. Let's do the rest of this. And that's it. Now this, don't have to do the tearing. You could just do a rectangle. But I liked having that tear look to it. Okay, now I'm going to bring in pecan pie again. Actually, I might as well stamp everything. I'm going to put this side. I'm not done with this yet. I'm going to grab a piece of pecan pie. This one is 2 3/4 by 1. And I'm going to be using the Piece on Earth in the set, an early espresso. I'm only using 3 ink pads on this card. So it's basic beige, early espresso, and pecan pie. Actually, I'm going to turn this over because that's got a lot of rubber on it too. There we go. And I'm going to stamp it near the center. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to be die cutting it. So I made it a little bigger than it needed to be for the, actually, I'm not die cutting it. I'm thinking my other card. This one I'm tearing again. So I will just go around because I thought a perfect rectangle with straight edges is not going to look right since I've torn the edges on my shepherd layer. So I'm doing the same thing here, tearing it all the way down. And there we go. So that one's ready to go. And then the inside, what did I do on the inside? Oh, yes. Now I'm going to bring this in. I'm going to do pecan pie. I should just left my pecan pie out. Oh, hi, Becky. Glad you're here. Becky Schlossnagel. And saying your last name because I've got another Becky on here. Then I've got my little Bethlehem. I always want to say Jerusalem. It's Bethlehem since that's where Jesus was born. I'm going to put that here in the bottom right corner like that. And then I'm going to use that big greeting sentiment that's really good to put on the inside of a card. I'm going to use my early espresso. And this is the last thing I need to stamp. Oop, that didn't come out very good. I bet you I cannot do this again. I probably will need to, you know what? It'll be faster just to do it over again. Make sure I got that inked up good because I don't think I inked it up very well. Oh, much better. There we go. Now I get my Bethlehem on there again. That's pretty easy to stamp. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to close up my early espresso. I'm done with that. And I'm going to bring in a blending brush. And I think it's easier to use the blending brush without the Stampin' Pierce mat. I like having a harder surface here. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of pecan pie, and I'm going to kind of go over my Bethlehem just a little bit, just to kind of highlight it a little bit. And then I'm going to grab this, and I want to put ink on these torn edges. And I think it's easier. You can do it this way, but I think you get a more rustic look if you kind of flick it here along the edge. So I thought it needed to be darkened up and make it look a little more of the rugged feel that I'm got for the card. And I can also add a little bit more here in the corners if I want to. There we go. That looks pretty good. I could even do a little more on the shepherd if I wanted to, but I mainly wanted it there on the edges. Okay. And you know what? I just looked at my original. I think I needed a few more stars here. I forgot to put a little bit here on the bottom. So I'm going to grab my basic beige again. And stars, there you are. I thought I was done with it, so I kind of put it out of the way. So I'll just put a few here on the bottom. There we go. That looks better. And now it's time to just put this together. So I'm going to grab the card base. This piece is just going to go right in the middle. Ooh, this seal's about done. I'm glad I brought another one over here. I forgot I was about out the last live. So this will just go right here. Oh, you know what? I originally was just going to put it on here, but I thought this looked too clean, the card base. So I'm going to bring in my brush again. But this time, instead of doing nice strokes on it, I'm going to pounce on the edges. And I kind of do want it dark. When I did my original, I didn't do it quite as dark and it didn't show up as well because the ink does lighten up a little bit once it dries. But I thought this would just give it more of like a rustic burnt look. Well, not getting anything right there. That's weird. This side doesn't, it's like it's resisting the ink. There we go. That's better. And then this will go over it. That almost makes it, gives it a leather type look. I like that a lot better than my original. There we go. So that kind of gives like a leather look to it. And then I'll show you the other one where I didn't put as much ink, and then you can decide which one you like better. Okay, now I'm going to grab this piece. This is linen thread. It's a 16-inch piece. I'm going to fold it in half. Try to get those ends together here. And then I'm going to tie a bow. So I'm going to start here on the left end because I'm right-handed. Get my bows here. And it doesn't need to be real small, but I don't want it to be real big either because this is going to go underneath the greeting. So I'm going to grab my scissors. I've still got that loop from folding it in half. I'm going to go ahead and just cut that off. That looks pretty good. I'm going to grab this and see how it looks because it's going to go under here. I want to make sure I can see loops on both sides, and that looks wide enough. I just want it to be peeking out of the inside a little bit. So I'm going to put some adhesive here on the middle of the greeting. And I'm going to angle it. Sometimes it's actually easier to do it from the back. See if it's hanging over. Actually, I'm going the wrong way. Let's do that again. Turning it upside down made me put it on wrong. There we go. I just want to make sure I see loops and these strands a little bit on each side. There we go. That looks good. Now I'm going to grab, and I'm going to, since these are darker colors, I'm going to use my black dimensionals. And I'm going to go over a couple of the loops that are going over on the back of it, because that kind of holds this down a little better. I'll put one right there. And you know what? That's probably enough. You see. Oh, yeah, that's going to hold it just fine. So push those down. Actually, for good measure, I think I will put a little one right there. Or not a little one, but put one there. Okay. Oh, hi, Jeanne. I just saw your hashtag door prize. Glad you're here. Okay, so now this is going to go about right here. Kind of put it in between the lambs, maybe up a little bit higher because my bow here is getting in the way of that, my bottom lamb. Put that there. I think I'm going to trim that a little bit shorter. Not the loop, but the tail. Got a dull spot. There we go on those scissors. Much better. So that is the front of it. Grab the inside quick. Now you could put embellishments on it if you want to. Oh, wait a minute. What did I do here? I didn't realize how crooked I made that. Neither side looks very good, but we'll go ahead and do this. I messed that up big time. So when you get a door prize, I'll make sure you get the one that's stamped a little straighter. Okay. There we go. So there's the inside. And there's that. Or what I'll do, I'll just put another inside because this one I think I actually like the front of. Let me bring in the original if I get a hold of it. So with this one, I didn't get as much ink on the card base, just a little bit. So whichever look you like better. I think I like the darker one better. But you could definitely put embellishments on here if you want to. But I'm just trying to give you the quickest way you could hurry up and make cards quick. Oh, Phyllis, that's okay. Maybe you can watch the replay later. Glad you could make it for the part of it. Oh, hi, Marilyn. Glad you're here. Well, this is just the first card, so you haven't missed much. But like I said, you can always watch this later in the replay. So that was the quickest card. That one, no coloring involved, just a little sponging. And you can definitely use sponges if you don't have the, one of these. Sponges along the edges, and you can pounce with a sponge too on the card base. So that was card number 1. Quick and easy. And now I'm trying to get organized here. Now I'm using 2 bundles. I'm actually not using these dies, but I thought I'd get those out. This is the Peaceful Evergreens bundle. And to get the bundle, it's $59.25. If you get them separately, the stamp set's $26 and the dies are $40, but you save 10% purchasing them together. And I love this bundle. It's so pretty. So that is the Peaceful Evergreens, but I'm only using the stamp set for this card. But then with Peaceful Season, I'm using both the dies and the stamps. So the bundle is $52. Separately, it's $24 and $34 for these. So the stamps that I'm using, I'm going to use all 3 trees. And that's all I'm using. So I'm just using those 3 trees there. I could have stamped stars on there. I forgot the star was there. That's pretty star. So if you want to add stars, you can. I'm making mine look more like a forest. So I need all 3 of those. And then with the words, I'm using the Christmas, the is in the air, and then either one of these would work, but I'm using a thinking of you with warm feelings and a wish for all the merriest. And then the only die that I need, actually 2. I need this one here. There are 2 Christmas ones. This does the words. This does the outline that'll die cut the word for me. So I need that die. And then I'm using this one for the is in the air. So that is all the die cutting for this one. And the stamp. So I'm going to grab this one. This is a Mossy Meadow. It's 5.5 by 8.5. Oh, thanks, Marv. I'm glad you like it, Christy. Glad you guys are liking them. Or liking that first card. Yeah, Crystal, I'm with you. I definitely like the darker one too. Okay, now get those edges lined up. Get my bone folder that got hidden by my scissors. Okay, now this is going to be a tent fold, so I want the fold on the top. Oh, thanks, Marv. I'm glad you like it. Oh, I already said hi. Thanks to you, didn't I? I come up and look, and sometimes I think it's one that just popped up. Okay, I've got 2 crumb cake pieces. I want the smaller one. This one is, let's see if I can see my list here, 4.5 by 3 1/4 inches. And I'm going to go ahead and do some stamping on it. I don't have to have the Stampin' Pierce mat since it's going to be a rubber stamp just like the last card, but I think it still does a better job with this. So I'm going to grab the largest tree, and I'm going to use Mossy Meadow ink. Get this inked up. And I love the detail of this one too. They're lighter edge areas. Ooh, I got a little too much ink there. Let's see, I think I have there. Grab a baby wipe. I don't like cleaning my stamps with baby wipes because it leaves lint on it. Our chamois does the best, but when you just want to do a little bit of, take a little bit off the edge, a baby wipe helps. There we go. And then I'm going to stamp this over near the left, not all the way over, but close to the top. Hold it down for a few seconds. And with detail stamps like this, I think having the Stampin' Pierce mat helps a lot. It supports it really good, so you get a good image. Now I'm going to grab the other two trees, and I wanted them to be a little lighter. At first, I stamped off with the Mossy Meadow, and they were just too light with this crumb cake. They just weren't showing up very well. So I'm going to use Old Olive. Now this one, the green is showing up a lot better because I added some ink to them. They were really dry. So my original card looks a little lighter, but this is still going to look good. So this one, the last two are with Old Olive, and I'm going to have them intersect or overlap. There we go. Overlap the first one a little bit. You can tell it's a little bit lighter, and I like that. Old Olive and Mossy Meadow really do look good together. They complement each other. There we go. And there was the smaller one. So I did the thin one and the short, stumpy one here on the left. So that's all I need to stamp on this one, except I am going to do some pecan pie. I almost forgot. Grab my blending brush again. Where did I put it? Well, they've got to be together. I'm probably looking right at, oh, there's my pecan pie. I don't know where I put my blending brush. I'm going to look up on the screen. I don't see it on the screen because sometimes it's right there in front of my face. Oh, there it is. Put on my die cutting machine. Okay. Once again, I'm going to take that Pierce mat away just for a minute. And I'm only going to put some of this ink around this tree. Yes, Crystal was mentioning an embossing folder. I didn't use it, but there is an embossing folder with these trees too. They don't match up perfectly, but if you watch, I did a video on these peaceful evergreens in one of my recorded videos. If you just go to my YouTube channel, you'll find it. But I'm using pecan pie because I just kind of wanted to darken them up a little bit around the edges. I'm not going to go all the way to the end, but more around the trees, just so that they kind of pop a little more. But yeah, I love that folder because you can definitely still use that embossing folder with these, even though it doesn't match up. They're a little bigger. You can still get that textured look on these and die cut them. So you'll see that in that video. I'll tell you what, on YouTube, I'll put it down in the I always do a couple videos down in the video description as ones I think you might like, and I'll add that one on there. I should have thought of that. So that is the way that's going to look. I'm going to put that to the side for a minute. I'm going to grab a piece of basic white. This one is 4 by 1 1/4. Better bring this back in. I'm going to use the big Christmas stamp. Now, I definitely want the Stampin' Pierce mat with this because it's photopolymer, because you need that cushioning. Since there's no cushioning, there's cushioning on the rubber ones underneath, but there's nothing here. So that's why you definitely need some cushioning here. Okay. Get that pecan pie. I'm using pecan pie a lot on these cards. I love this brown. I think it's so pretty. I think it's my favorite one right now. I'm just going to stamp it near the middle. It's going to be die cut. Hold it down for a few seconds. There we go. Then I'm going to grab this piece of Old Olive, this 3 by 1. See, I think those greens look good together, so I wanted to lighten this one up a little bit. I'm going to grab the one that says is in the air, and I'm going to use Cherry Cobbler. Ink this up. And it just needs to be near the center too, because it's going to be die cut. Now, this is the only card that I'm doing die cutting with. Okay, so that is that. Oh yeah, I need to stamp the inside. So I'm going to take the last piece of the crumb cake, 5 1/4 by 4. Since this is a tent fold, make sure you have it down this way. I'm going to grab the big tree again, ink it up with the Mossy Meadow. And I can't remember if the folder is retiring. That I forgot to look at. I did look up the bundles. So this one see, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, I did put it over here. I thought so. I'm going to kind of go over to the left because this is a big tree, so I don't want to cover up too much because I want to be able to put a greeting inside. So there we've got that. Oh, and I did forget with this. Oh, I told you to get those out. That's right. And I just remembered I told you to pick whichever of those three. So I'm going to do cherry cobbler. I'm hoping the embossing folder is not retiring, but it might be since the bundles are. There we go. That's with the cherry cobbler. And since I put the pecan pie ink on the trees on the front, I wanted to do it on this one too. So grab my blending brush. This particular blending brush, since I'm using pecan pie on all of them, is getting a workout. So now I'm just going to go around the tree a little bit just to get it to highlight a little bit more. There we go. So there's the inside. Oh, that looks cool. Looks even better in the screen. I just looked up. So there we go. There's the inside. Since it's done, I'm going to go ahead and put it in. Oh, thanks, Crystal, for checking. I appreciate that. She's always my helper in these lives. Okay. Oops, ran out. I knew I would. I'm going to grab my other one. Yeah, there's plenty on this one. Okay. So put this on the inside of the card. There we go. And now for the outside, I need to get my die cutting machine out. I'm not quite ready for those yet. Make some room here. Bring this in. I think I'll get the die cutting done first because I'm going to do some embossing. Let me try to get that handle out of the way because it tends to make everything down here out of focus. So hopefully that helped a little bit. So I'm going to bring these in, get the two dies I got out a minute ago. The is in the air is going to go in this one. So I'm going to try to center it in that opening. It's looking pretty good. And then I'm going to use some Post-it tape. Oh, Becky, thanks. I'm glad you like the shading around that tree. I like it too. It just really, it's just neat. I guess you can say it makes it pop, but it's just really neat. I like the effect. Okay. Get that Christmas to fill in that opening. I'm mainly looking up on the edges of the Christmas. I'm not going to bother looking at the inside like that. See, oops, I dropped a plate. Hold on. I'm needing that. There we go. Now I'll get this lined up again. Because there's a little white showing here at the top of the C, but that's okay. I'm mainly looking on the outside of the Christmas, making sure the opening is right around it. Now I'll get my Post-it tape. Oh, good. Crystal says the embossing folder that goes along with this, and I can't remember the name, but it's still available. It's not going to be it's not on the last chance list. So yay. I had a feeling they would keep that one because that's a good folder. I love that folder. Okay, so I'm going to put this through. Thanks, Crystal, for checking on that. Okay, I'm going to bring that back over again, but I thought I'd get it away for right now. So I'm going to do some embossing. I usually don't emboss in my videos because I do it ahead of time for my card kits. But with this one, I needed to emboss because it's going to be embossed after I do the stamping. So there's the Christmas. I love how that die cuts that out. It's just perfect. And then I love these little rectangle dies or banner dies. They've got banner dies in this set. But there's got some little details on the ends. Isn't that neat? So there's that one. So I'll get these out of the way. Done with my dies. And now I'm going to get ready for using painted trees. That's it. That's what the 3D embossing folder Crystal and I are talking about. It's called Painted Trees. Okay, now I'm going to get this ready for embossing. So for the 3D folder, all you need is the base platform. I'm taking away the die plate and the number 3 cutting plates. I'm using the Snowflake Sky. Now, this is not available right now, but it will become available again. They've got some coming. I can't remember the date. It seems like it's not till January. But you'll still have it in time. You can still get it in time for your winter projects. It's hard to see what it looks like, but you're going to sit here in just a minute. I'm grabbing my trees. Now, oh, maybe you can see it a little bit here, but there's more snow. It's a denser snow here, and then it kind of gets a lot lighter snow up here. And I wanted the lighter snow to be on the bottom. I want the one, so I'm going to turn this upside down and kind of go down here. So up at the top, it's got denser snow, and then it gets lighter as it goes down. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight since the snow is going every which way. But now I'm going to turn this because you always want to put your folders in fold first. Let's see. Becky says, I saw a demonstrator today. You know what? I'll just pop this up. I keep forgetting I can show these. So no, now I can't read it. Okay. I saw a demonstrator today show how to get rid of the white edge around your die cuts. Just go around the image with a black marker before cutting the image out. Oh, you mean what, fussy cutting? Is that what you're talking about? Let me see here. To get the white edge around your die. Now, because with our dies, I know with Sizzix, you've got that white border around it you have to worry about. With ours, it goes directly around the opening goes right around the image, so we don't have to worry about that white border around it. So, but if you're talking about maybe like tracing it so then you can fussy cut it, I have heard about that. So, but yeah, that's with the our old dies. Oops, I thought I put this through. I got to talking and forgot. But that's what I love about our dies. The image fills in, so you don't have to worry about the little white border around the image when you go put it through the die cutting machine. So I've got the base plate, the folder with the fold at the top, and then a specialty plate that goes on top. And that's all you need with the 3D folders because they are larger. Now I'll take that down. But thanks for that, Becky. I always love when you guys give me tips you've heard from other demonstrators and stuff. Okay, so now, there we go. So it's got some snow on it now too. So that you don't have to, this would look fine if you didn't want to emboss it, I mean. But yeah, so I thought I just wanted to add a little something more to it. Now I'm done with the die cutting machine completely tonight because I'm not using it on this last card. So this one has a little bit more to it since I did embossing and die cutting, but it still doesn't take long at all since there's no coloring. Oh, with the umbrella, you know what, Becky, I need to check. Yeah, so she was saying she was doing that with a new die. I'm going to try that then because I've got that bundle and I haven't used, or do I have it yet? Maybe it's on its way. I think it might be on its way. I can't remember if I've got it up there or not, but I did order it. So I will remember that tip when I do that. I will totally understand it when I get that bundle out because I really haven't looked at it. If I have it, I haven't looked at it much. It does seem like I did get it already. Oh, no, wait a minute. I think it comes tomorrow. So no, I don't have it yet. So I will check that out because I'm sure that's a very good tip. And it will make sense to me once I see that bundle. But thanks for telling me that. It was the lady holding the umbrella. Okay, good. I will definitely use that tip because I'm sure every once in a while a die needs some tips. Okay, there we go. So there is that. So I've got that. Oh, and the cherry cobbler was 4 3/4 by 3.5. So I just put that in the middle. I'm going to bring the card base back in. Already got the inside in. And I will post the dimensions of this on my blog on Saturday. Yes. So this one's going to go right here in the middle, like so. And then I'm going to grab, where did I put my other piece at? Oh, there we go. We've got this. And because I used the stamp instead of using the outline die for my Christmas, now I've got a lot of white back here that I can put dimensionals on. So once again, I'm going to use my black ones since the card is, I'm using black on all three actually, just because of the dark colors on here. But I think on this one, I'm going to use my mini. And that's the nice thing with the black dimensionals. You get both sizes in one pack. I think it's like 2 sheets of this and 2 sheets of this, I think is what it is. But I like these black ones. I like the option. Put this on here. And I'm only giving this as an example so people know that Stampin' Up does listen to us. I told a couple people this, you've already heard this story. A friend of mine had some black dimensionals with her when I was at a crop, and she was showing them to me, and I'm like, oh, those are so cool. And I went ahead, we've got, used to have a thing, I don't know if we still have, it's called Product Sandbox. I can't remember what they call it now. But I submitted the idea. I said, we might want to try black dimensionals. And they really liked the idea. And I gave them the information. And lo and behold, they let me pick out a free stamp set for the idea. And a couple of years later, we had these in the catalog. It always takes them a couple of years because they start catalogs 2 years in advance. So I don't know if I'm the only one that brought up black dimensionals. I bet there are some other people too. But that was fun because I usually don't give ideas like that to them. And I was excited when they said, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. So now I'm going to put this, I am covering up my trees a little bit. I'm not going to put it down completely yet. I'm just going to lay it down in case I want to move it. And now this I'm just going to put on with Seal. Oh, hi, Deidre. Glad you're here. Just saw your hashtag door prize. Oh, and Crystal, you talking about that umbrella card that Becky was talking about? I definitely need to check that out. You're saying it was a beautiful card, so now I want to go look it up and find it. Okay, so I'm going to put this right underneath, kind of in the middle of my Christmas. Underneath it, that is. Make sure that's straight. That looks good, so I'm going to push it down real good. So there is the front. So this is one if you wanted to put little rhinestones, or not really rhinestones, that probably wouldn't look right, but just some embellishments on there. Little snowflakes maybe, that would look really good. But that's all I'm doing here. So there is another one that you can mass produce really quick. So that's card number 2. Okay, now I'm going to grab the last card. And this one's got some brighter colors. So what I did, I've got more, well, pecan pie is not really traditional colors, but more traditional Christmas cards here. For those of you that like those, I have to admit, I like these a lot. I like doing more traditional ones. But this one is a cutesy one, and I still love it. It's really cute. This is retiring. It's on the last chance list. Christmas Friends. I actually hadn't had a chance to make anything with this yet, so I was bound and determined to make something with this set. Oh, thanks, Marilyn. I'm glad you like card number 2. So what I'm using with this stamp set, I am using the moose and the tree and the Happy Holidays. I usually don't do Happy Holidays. I like Merry Christmas better, but that was the only one in the stamp set, but it still works. So that's what I'm using with the stamps. No dies. And I am going to do some coloring on this one, but it doesn't take that long for coloring. So that one looks big. Nope, it's right. It just looked big to me. That's the inside card. This is the card base, 5.5 by 8.5, and it is Granny Apple Green. And I'm going to fold it in half. And this is going to be another tent fold. And that's when the fold is along the top instead of the side. This one I was originally not going to do as a tent fold, but it looked a lot better. Oh, Mary Catherine says she's used this set a lot. I have been dying to. I just haven't. It was one of the last ones I got, so I kind of ran out of time. But it's adorable. I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting some things together. This is a 5.25 by 4-inch piece of real red. And this is a piece from the Take a Bow DSP. It's funny. I never thought about it before. That bow isn't a bow that you tie, and a bow, when you bow, is spelled exactly the same way. It just depends. Another one of those English words. It's like, why do they do that? But they want us to say take a bow because it's in that bundle that's got this DSP and the dies that make gift bows. So this is 2 by 4. And the neat thing with this, if you have this paper, you can use any design in it, and then it's going to work on this card because the only colors they have in it are garden green, real red, and Granny Apple Green. So they will all look good on this card. So you don't have to worry about, oh, I'm going to run out of that one design. All the designs work with this layout. So I'm going to put this near the left edge here. I'm going to leave a little bit of space, though. I don't want to put it right along the edge. I kind of like having the real red poking out over there on the left side. Get it nice and straight. I'm kind of looking at this red line here and making sure it looks straight. That looks good. And I can go ahead and put this on the card base. Oh, Crystal says she loves the moose. Yes, he's adorable. Oh, you put on that would be good. She put it on her husband's birthday card. That would be perfect. Yeah, you could definitely use this one other than Christmas for sure. Probably winter since he's got a scarf on, but you definitely could use it for other things other than Christmas. Okay, so that's right there. I've got my fold on the top. I want to make sure I've had the fold on the top. Now I'm going to take this piece of basic white. This is a 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. I'm going to grab the mousse. There he is. And my early espresso. I'm not used to using 3 stamp sets, so I've got stamps everywhere. Now I'm going to ink him up with my early espresso. And I'm going to stamp him here on the left side of the piece. We'll always hold it down a few seconds to make sure that ink soaks into the paper. Isn't he adorable? I just love that guy. Okay, now I need to find my little Christmas tree. Actually, just a pine tree, but we're going to call it a Christmas tree. So that's another reason, like I said, it doesn't have to be Christmas because this just looks like a little pine tree. And he's going to go right next to my mousse. There we go. Now I've got some coloring to do. Actually, let me grab, while I'm at it, to get all the stamping done, I'm going to grab the inside. This is 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece, a basic white, to get my early espresso back out. And then they're really bright colors, aren't they, Christy? I love them too. And I'm going to stamp him here on the right side. Okay. Oh, Marilyn says she loves a goofy moose. I agree. They're adorable. In person, they would be very intimidating. I looked at some pictures of moose today to see if I didn't have to have this colored perfectly like a moose. But I wasn't sure with the snout. It almost looks like you would make it a lighter color. A moose doesn't have lighter colored nose. It might even be a little darker. Now, these, a lot of them, not all of them though, had lighter horns. So I went ahead and went lighter with that. But I'm going to go ahead and get the tree done. So I'm using Stampin' Blends and use Granny Apple Green. I'm just going to use my dark. Let me get rid of this. But I do want paper. It'd probably be okay on my glass mat because I'm pretty sure the alcohol, I know it would. Alcohol ink, I could take it off with alcohol, no problem. But I'm going to go ahead and put paper on just so I don't have to worry about cleaning it later. So I'm using just my dark. It's a little hard to do highlights on this one. And just wherever there's the pine part, I didn't want it to just be brown. If you just want it to be almost look like a dead pine tree, you could definitely do that. It could be like, you could do this as if you did a Charlie Brown themed card or something. This could be their little Christmas tree that had all the pine needles falling off. I'm just coloring everywhere. It should have green on it. Okay. Then I'm going to grab my pecan pie. This time I'm just going to use the dark. And I always use the brush tip just because it's got a nice point on it. But I'm using a very, very light touch so I don't fray it. And it also keeps it really thin that way because there's just this little bit of a gap in the trunk of the tree. And that's all I'm going to do there. So that is all ready. So the inside is done. Put that to the side. Actually, I'll put it on the card. That way I don't lose it. Now I've got some color in here. Might as well get the tree done. So I didn't do any coloring ahead of time, just so you could see it doesn't take that long to color. Get the tree all done here. Okay, sometimes it's hard to think of things to say while you're coloring. There we go. What I should have done is colored the tree earlier, at least one of them. That way you didn't have to sit and watch me do both of them, but that's okay. It goes fast. There's the trunk. Let's see, they're cute using wobbles on the, oh yes. Becky Schlossnagel was just saying, have you ever seen those wobbles? I think I've got one. My upline gave me one once and I still haven't used it. A couple of them. That if you put them under there, then you can kind of wobble them, kind of flick them and they'll wobble on your card. That is a very, very good idea. That would be adorable. You'd have to fussy cut them out since they're not a die set, but this would not be hard to fussy cut at all. It really wouldn't be. Okay, very good idea, Becky. Okay, I'm going to bring in both of my pecan pies now. And you can see where there's some lines here That's Stampin' Up! Letting us know those are dark areas. So I'm going to take my dark pecan pie, and I'm just going to color around here, still using that light touch. You do not have to scrub, and you really don't want to. That makes it so your point lasts a lot longer, and it still colors in just fine. Sometimes, like with our Stampin' Right markers, you might need to use a little more pressure, but this you definitely don't. Let's see here. What am I doing here? Okay. I will go ahead and do a little bit there, a little bit here, and he's got a little bit on his head. So that's all the dark pecan pie. Oh, there's a little spot right here. If you don't get it all, no big deal. Now I'm going to grab my light and color in the rest of his body. Oh, I forgot. I was going to grab my new one. I got new pecan pie. This one is starting to dry out on me, but I think it's going to make it. Let's hope so. You can tell I have to go over a couple more times because it's getting dry. If it's too bad, I'll stop and go get the other one, but I don't want to leave yet. So let's see if I can make this work. They eventually do dry out, but this one has gotten to work out. Like I said, I love pecan pie, so I use it a lot. And since I make cards all the time for my business, demonstrators tend to use things up a little more than customers. Okay. Sometimes that is. Almost done. Boy, it's about, yeah, I definitely need to throw this one away when it's done. This time I'm having to use pressure on it just so I can get the ink out. Almost there. So I'm going to leave I'm not going to use the light pecan pie on his snout. I'm kind of going over the dark that I'd already put down, the dark pecan pie, just to get it to blend in a little more. Okay. I think I'm going to give up because this thing is really drying out. Okay. A little bit more up here. Oh my goodness. Come on. I've only got one section. There we go. Yes, that one's going to go to pasture. Okay, now I've got my dark pecan pie. I'm going to color his snout only with the dark. Like I said, when I looked at the moose pictures, their nose is just a little bit darker. And I'm going to add another layer of it, because that'll give a little bit of a darker shade to it where it was supposed to be darker. Okay, like I said, I wanted his horns to be a little lighter. So I'm going to use crumb cake. Now, another thing I almost used, and I meant to bring that over, I think I threw it away. I was using that bronze and ivory Stampin' Right set. They come together. And I was just using the bronze on his body and his nose. And then I was going to use the ivory with his, antlers. I've been saying horns, antlers. But that looked fine, but I like this look better. So that's why I went with pecan pie and crumb cake. So grab my dark crumb cake. There's little areas here with lines. A little bit right here. I could do it, the antlers the same color of the pecan pie, but I wanted to add a little bit more. Now this is the light crumb cake. Color in the rest of it. Like I said, most of the pictures I saw of the moose that I looked up, the antlers were a little bit lighter, not a lot. Some of them were a little lighter than others. And some of it is probably just by the lighting when they took the picture. So there are his antlers. They're all done. Well, thanks, Don. I'm glad you're loving them. So I've got, hello, by the way. I always want to say hi to you. Say hi to all of you, but I feel like I know Donna. Some of you, I feel like I know. It's neat how online stuff like Crystal, even though I've never met you guys in person, I feel like I know you. Some of you I know in person for sure. Okay, now I'm going to do this little scarf. I'm going to take my dark real red. And you see their little, well, let me get a little closer. Maybe you can't. They're little bitty lines. So every other stripe I'm going to do in red. So wherever these little dots are, I'm just kind of pouncing it, making little marks. So I've got those two red, and then I think I'm going to make this one red, skip a stripe, do this one, skip a stripe, do that one. And there's nothing on that last one, excuse me. Okay, now I'm going to bring in my real red. Oh, hi, Michelle. I just saw your comment. Hello, cute moose. He is cute, isn't he? Okay, now I'm using the light real red to color in the rest of it. You wouldn't think darkening up those little areas make a difference, but when I was done, I liked it better. So I might even go back and add dark again. Since there's not much on there, it's real easy to, okay, so I've got those every other ones. There's a little bitty stripe right here to make red. So I think I am going to do that. Since I just pounced on it, I don't get a lot of layers of the dark. And I just like the look of that being just a little bit darker. Now, I'm going to grab my Granny Apple green ones. This is the dark. Nope, that's the light. Let's grab the dark. Put it like this, just a couple little spots. Oh, yes, Jan, I do too. She goes, she loves the stamp sets with the critters. I agree. They're always so cute. And we've got a couple critter stamp sets coming up in the new mini too, so you're going to like those. Okay, there's even a dino set. They got like cute little dinosaurs to make cute for little kids. They would love it. Okay, so I'm coloring the other stripes in with my Granny Apple green. This is the light. And there is that all done. Now his, oh, I forgot his socks. I'm going to grab, I just went ahead and just did dark real red on his socks. He's got some socks coming out of his skates. I'm going to leave it with white skates. You could definitely color them in, but I thought that's just one less thing to color if I'm having to make a bunch of these cards. There we go. So this is for color, people that like to color, but could make this real quick. Now I'm going to use, let's see, gray granite. This is the light gray granite. I could definitely just leave them that way, but I wanted to make the runners on the ice skates since they're usually silver. I'm just lightly, real light touch so I can keep that point narrow. Coloring those blades in. It just gives a little more color. I might even need to do it a little bit more again. That gives a little color to it. So that is the moose and the tree. Everything's all colored in. Now it's time to finish it up. Oh, thanks, Phyllis. I'm glad you like the card. I'm glad you're able to come back. I think you were the one that said you had to leave there for a little bit. Oh, yeah, you just said I'm back. Good. So I'm going to go ahead and put the inside of the card in. I like that little tree. I think it's cute too. Now I didn't have a greeting from this set to put on. So I think I'm just going to grab, on my Christmas cards, since I'm sending out a bunch of them, I usually don't put it, I like having a stamped greeting on the inside. So I think I'm going to grab this one again. I need to clean it though. And I got a new chamois. My other one just had it. It was starting to tear up on me. So I needed to get a new one. Because that was with cherry cobbler. Now I want to use real red. And it is probably under, nope, where did I put that? The end of the videos, I always place something somewhere and can't find it later. Okay, there's cherry cobbler. Did I not bring the real red over? Oh, I didn't bring the real red over. Let me see, what did I do here? Oh, I didn't stamp anything. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead, since I got the cherry cobbler. I'd forgotten I didn't stamp anything on the inside, but I'm going to go ahead and put a greeting. And it looks fine with the cherry cobbler. Nobody's going to know I used a different red. So there we go. That's why I couldn't find the real red. I don't have it out. So there's the inside of the card. Now let's finish this. I'm going to take him. Oh, I haven't done Stamp the Happy Holidays yet. That won't take long. I knew I was forgetting something. So this was the basic white that was 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. This Granny Apple green is just a little bit bigger, 3 1/2 by 3 inches. That's just going to go right here in the center. And I'm going to put him on with dimensionals. Like I said, the white would definitely work with these because these are a little brighter. But the black still work because these are in the shadows. Sometimes I think the black, even with lighter colors, white card, I would probably still use the white dimensionals. And I have to admit, I'd probably do the white dimensionals the most still, just because I'm used to using them too. But since they're black and they're in the shadows because they're underneath, they hide really well. Sometimes I think they hide a little better than the white ones because they're a little brighter. Get those backings off. Oh, that one's not going to come off. There we go. I'm going to put this near the center, pretty much in the center. But I'm going to lay it down again, not push it down in case I need to move it. I forgot to stamp my greetings. So let's hurry up and do that. This is pecan pie. This one is 2 1/4 by half. So 2 1/4 inches by ½ inch. I'm going to use my Happy Holidays. Now with mine, sometimes you have to look because yours might be cut out different if you've got the stamp set. See all that rubber here on the bottom? When I go to stamp this, I'm actually going to line this top part with the top edge of the piece of cardstock. So all of this is actually going to be hanging off the edge, which is fine because that Happy Holidays is definitely up a little bit. So I don't want to center that perfectly because it wouldn't be centered. Hope that makes sense. So this, I have to remember that that's there. I'm going to grab my Early Espresso ink pad. Stamp on that nice and easy. So I don't want to get, I only want ink on the words. I'm going to stamp it on the right end. Let me get my microphone out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. So these little humps right here, I'm lining right at along the top. I'm at an angle, so hopefully I did that good. Not too bad. So there we go. That kind of centered it up and down for me, which is what I wanted. So I just, with your stamp, it might be different. So just play around and now you can figure out which way to line it up. Now I wanted this to be a little longer here on the end. So I'm going to take my scissors and do what I do a lot. I'm just going to cut that end at an angle. Okay. Now this is up with dimensionals. This is going to overlap it, but this is the only end that I need a dimensional. So I'm going to grab one and just put it on the straight end right here. Actually, I think I'm going to do it this way. So the flat side is along the top and bottom. There we go. Because the pointed edges were sticking up a little bit too high on that narrow piece. Now I'm going to grab my seal and put some here on this end, on the end that I cut at an angle. I'm going to line up the right edge of the greeting with, I want it above the tree also. I'm doing it with the right edge of the real red piece. That looks pretty straight. I think everything looks good. So I'm going to push it all down. I definitely didn't want a dimensional here because that would make this angle up kind of weird. I want it to be the same as what, since this is already raised up, that's why I didn't need a dimensional on that end. So that is the last card. And you could definitely put embellishments on that if you want to too. I was just trying to make these super simple. So there's card number 3, there's card number 2, and here is card number 1. So we got, I got that done pretty quick. So that shows you how quick these are. And that was with me talking and then explaining. If you just sit down and know how to make them, you can whip them out a lot faster. So I hope you enjoyed those. But those are my last Christmas cards of 2024. I can't believe 2024 is about over. And this is also going to be my, I said this at the beginning, this is going to be my last live this year. I'm taking the next 2 weeks off. And then I'll be back again January 2nd, and that'll be with the card class at home for January. And it'll be something from the new mini or celebration. I haven't made up my mind yet. But those are all the Christmas cards. So if you still need to make a few, you can whip these out pretty quick. Okay. I think, I do want to talk, door prize. So tonight, 3 door prizes. These are the door prizes. So some of you that just came on, I want to explain. I'm going to be giving away all 3 of these and not having a replay door prize just because when I do a replay one, I wait and announce the winner the next week because I thought about just doing a post since I'm not doing a live. Then I got to thinking, okay, that's the 19th. That's only a few days before Christmas and somebody's not going to be able to use that card if they want to use it. So I just decided tonight, just this one time, there won't be a replay door prize, but don't worry. The lives back in January have replay door prizes. So everybody watching here tonight is getting a chance to do this. You have to live in the United States. And if you want to be in the door prize, do hashtag door prize. So let me get that up quick. You want to type it in just like you see it there on the screen. It's the hashtag door prize, all small letters, no spaces. You have to do it exactly like you see there on the screen. That way the program that picks the winners will pick up your comment and put you in the drawing. If you don't get it in just right, it won't recognize it. Now, if you've already done it at the beginning of the video, you're set. Don't worry about doing it again. If you can't remember, doing it again is fine. But those of you that came on later, make sure you do hashtag door prize. And while you're doing that, because there's always a delay, I'm going to go over the thank you gifts just one more time. For those of you that came in late, we definitely have more people on than we did at the beginning. So I'm going to leave the hashtag door prize up. I'll bring the ticker back on. So you'll see the host code. The host code's been on the video the whole time. But if you look at the there, right beginning, gives you the host code. If you do at least a $50 order before shipping and tax, you start getting thank you gifts from me. And all the orders that you place in December, I add those up when I'll be adding them up January 2nd because I'm not working the 1st. So January 2nd, I will add up your orders, and that will determine how many thank you gifts you get. I actually do it as like I've had somebody place 2 orders already, so she knows what her grand total is. So every time somebody reaches another level, I send out an email to let them know they've reached the next level so they can choose a gift. So, but with the first $50 in December before shipping and tax, you have to use the host code. I forgot to mention this earlier. You have to use the host code when the orders are under $150 before shipping and tax, an individual order. If you do an individual order that's $150 or more before shipping and tax, take that host code off. You'll still get any thank you gifts that you earn, but you'll also get Stampin' Rewards from Stampin' Up. But if your individual order is under $150 before shipping and tax, you have to use that host code to be able to get my free stuff, because I use the Stampin' Rewards I get from that host code to get the free stuff for you. So you will get, with your $50 order, total order, here are the 3 cards that I did in the card class at home this month. That's from the Happy Hibiscus. And these are the card kits that you'll get to make 2 each of those cards. So if you don't have the stamp set or the bundle, you can get it and place it on the order that you place to earn it. Or you can just use another stamp set and die set. You don't have to do the exact same thing I've got. I give you the card stock to do the die cutting and the stamping for you. Now, if it's a die, actually all the dies in this are actually in the bundle, because this circle was even in the bundle. So I won't be doing any, but I will do the embossing for these 2 base pieces right here, even though that embossing folder, because it has a hybrid embossing folder with it. You'll see that in the video if you haven't watched that before. But if it's just embossed without any die cutting, I'll emboss it for you. But like these were embossed and die cut. So I did not do those for you. You'll have to do it yourself with your bundle, but I'll give you the paper for it. So there are the 3 kits. That's your $50 level. Then for the next 3 levels, the next level is 125, then there's 200, and then 275. And you get to, when you reach each of these levels, you get to pick one of these. This is the Dots for Days. This is the, I never remember the name of this, Fully Flowering Ephemera Pack. And I show all of the designs in this. I'm going to go ahead and get the hashtag door prize down just for a second because I can't see that. But I show all of the designs in this in the card class at home for the Happy Hibiscus. So check out that video. It's under my free card class at home playlist. You'll see it, and you'll get to see all of those. And the reason I picked these out is because all these colors, there's another color up here, Garden Green, are in these. So they match really well. And then the next one is the Wild Wheat Rustic Striped Ribbon. So say you do you reach $125 level, I contact you. When you get the 50, you get a thank you email no matter what, but you automatically get the card kits. After that $125 level, then I email you and ask you which one of these you want. Say you get this one, and then you reach the 200 mark, then you get to pick from one of these, because you only get one. That's the maximum. And then if you get to the 275, you get everything. You get the card kits and all of these. So that is all explained on my thank you gifts page, and there are links to that in the video description on YouTube and under that Learn More button on Facebook. Okay, that should have given you enough time for everybody to get their hashtag door prizes in. If there wasn't a delay, I wouldn't go through all of that again. But that just gives me something to talk about as we're waiting, giving everybody a chance. Because some people even too, because I didn't know this for the longest time, that you can pause lives and come back. So that's another, sometimes that gives a delay too, but there's definitely a delay even if you don't do that. So we'll do them in order from when I started. So here's the Shepherd's Care. I need to, hopefully this is still working. Something just said unstable connection on something. I'm not sure what. Oh, I know what it is. Never mind. I'm good. Oh, I lost my comments. Hold on a minute. No, they're still there. Shoo. I thought maybe that's what was missing. I'm trying to adjust my camera here so you can see me better. There we go. Make sure this is still working. Okay, it's still working. So we'll go back to the card. Things are looking weird. Okay, so let me get my raffle thing up. And I will count to 3, and we're going to see who's going to win this one. So this is going to pull all of the comments that say hashtag door prize. So ready, set, go. Congratulations, Jan. I do have your address. So let me hurry up and grab my pencil. Where did it go? There's one. So congratulations, Jan. You got the first card. So I will mail that out tomorrow. I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to get these mailed out since it's so close to Christmas. And now let's do this one because we're going to do them in order. Oh, I got to hide that. There we go. So now we've got this one because that was the second one. So now if Jan's name comes up again, then I'll do another one because we only want, I only want you to win. You can only win one per video. So now we're ready for the second one. So if I can get, oh, there we go. Ready, set, go. Congratulations, Deidre. Get your name down here. And I do not have your address because I don't think so anyway. I don't recognize your name. So if you are watching on YouTube, it looks like, look down that video description and send me your find the contact me link. Click on that and you can send me an email. So that'll send it to my email. Let me get your mailing address. So congratulations, Deidre, you've got this one. So make sure you click that contact me link down in the video description and give me your mailing address. Okay, so there's a new winner. Put that to the side. Last but not least, we have our cute little moose. And let's see who's going to win this one. I've got a drum roll. I've got little sound effects. As you notice, I do the crowd thing on here. But I'm not fast enough to get to it, so we'll just do the crowd again. But I could do a drum roll, but let's go ahead and just do it this way. Here we go. Ready, set, go. Always forget I have to stay quiet during the cheering because you can't hear me. Congratulations, Marie. I do believe I have your address. I'm sure I do. So I will put your name on here. So you won that one. Let me get this hidden. So that was a little different than usual since I usually do 1 or 2, but that's all 3 for live people now. So Marie Phipps, you got this one. Deidre Manuel, you've got this one. And Jan Collar, you've got this one. And I think Deidre's the only one I don't have the address for, and you're watching on YouTube, so just click on the, oh, I see you said, yay, good. I'm glad you are happy. I'm glad you were still on. So if you can do that contact me link down in the video description, and I'll give me your mailing address, and I'll get those mailed out. That one mailed out to you. Okay. Let me go back to me. I like doing door prizes. I think it makes it fun. I think you guys are liking it. Especially by all the congratulations. So that is it for 2024. I know I've said this before, but this year went so quick. When I was younger, everybody was saying, oh, the older people, the years are going to go fly by the older you get. I'm like, yeah, right. Well, they were right. It is going so fast. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful, blessed Christmas. Have fun with friends and family. Stay safe. Any storms that might pop up. People have been getting snow everywhere. We've gotten some snow. We've got a little snow last night that stuck, but it wasn't that bad. It was just dusting. But one of these days, sometimes Indiana does get a big one, so we'll see. Blizzard of 78. I was a kid then, but I remember that. I got out of school for quite a few days that day, or week actually. Back when you didn't have to make up school, I take that back. We were out for so long, we did have to make up a couple days. But that was crazy. Okay. Oh, Marva, that says congratulations. Oh, yeah, and Happy New Year, too. I'm glad you said that. I was forgetting. We've got Christmas. We've got New Year's too. So I hope you guys all have a happy new year. Stay safe, and I will see you in 2 weeks. I need to auto scroll because I just saw I got a couple more. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. Yes, Crystal, I'm glad you said that. I will send you my mailing address. Okay, that is it. I'm glad you guys liked all the cards. Oh, hi, Natalie. I don't think I said hi to you. I just saw your name pop up. It is so hard to see everybody's comments, but I'm glad you guys are all here, and see you in 2 weeks. Bye.